Welcome to another episode of Sub-Auteurs. We like movies. We are your hosts. I'm Misha.
I'm Mai. And
Stop it.
the fuck?
And I'm Anjo.
And Anjo is a dinosaur today, which is
No!
appropriate because we are going... What's whoa?
I said no.
Okay. Today we are going to be talking about the latest release in a series that started in 1993 with Jurassic Park. We are talking, of course, about the third Jurassic World film, Dominion. Cue the dinosaurs.
Oh God! Ew!
Why? What's wrong? You okay? Hand?
No, I saw
don't
Chris Pratt do the hand thing. I'm not okay.
Oh my God. Yes, we are going to be talking about the latest Jurassic World film, the third in the series and the sixth in the overall franchise. This film, of course, stars Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, who are reprising the roles that they began in 2015's Jurassic World. The big selling point this time is the reuniting, or rather the return of the OG cast, Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff
Laura
Goldblum
Dern!
from the classic Jurassic Park, and they are teaming up with the new guys in the latest dinosaur-powered blockbuster.
Laura
So tell us-
Dern! Sorry.
What did you guys think in your completely unbiased Laura Dern point of view?
Laura
It's Laura
Dern!
That's what I thought about
The
that.
hell? But what did you guys think of the movie? Did you watch the movie?
Of course I did. Yes, I did. I watched the premiere at SM North EDSA IMAX. Thank you so much, Universal, for the invite. It was my first.
Thanks, mate.
It was my first IMAX movie in forever. But thank you. Yay. I had fun with inflatable dinosaurs.
I
saw the
I was kind of
pictures.
jealous. I also wanted to have selfies with dinosaurs.
Because
Yep.
I also remember the last COVID-free Halloween, Jason and I actually went to a Halloween party in Poblacion wearing those huge inflatable dinosaur suits. So when I was with Jason during the movie premiere and we saw the dinosaurs, we were like, family!
Huh.
Family!
Too fast, two dinos.
Yeah, so it was nice. It was a nice family reunion of some sort. Just because. And a bunch of our listeners at the radio station, because it was a radio party, they will forever associate me with those inflatable dinosaurs, which I would prefer over this movie. Associate me with the inflatable dinosaurs, not this movie.
It's funny because when I saw your social media post about the dinosaurs, I just figured, oh, there are more dinosaurs in Mai's picture than there are in the movie. This movie shouldn't be called Jurassic World, considering it's called Jurassic World Dominion. You'd think the dinosaurs would be dominating the world, but no. Some other strange alien creature would dominate the world.
Weird.
That was the
grossed me
weird
out.
thing for me. I mean, like, the last movie, all of their trailers were showing dinosaurs like in modern day settings, and all that stuff only happened like in the last 2 minutes. And then in this movie, where you think you're going to be seeing dinosaurs in modern day settings, the majority of it is in the last 2 minutes. The most dinosaur action we get is still on another tropical forest, which we've already seen 6 times by this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, you know, I had a bad feeling about this movie when I saw how it started. You see a fake Now This viral video about dinosaurs dominating or roaming around the world, interacting with humans and, modern times. It's just, what the heck?
Exactly. I'm like,
right?
Stop telling us about it. Show it to us.
Right? So when I saw that, I was like, oh, we're in for a ride. I am just going to try and enjoy this as much as I can. Lo and behold, and
Like,
2.5 hours later.
The only thing we get with characters and dinosaurs in the modern day where they're not in a tropical forest is where Maisie is, playing Dino Whisperer in a construction site, and Chris Pratt does the hand thing again.
And
With a
again,
shot every time
stopping-
Chris Pratt does the hand thing.
wait, I
Stopping traffic, but with dinosaurs.
I didn't know. I thought it would, I thought it would only work with Blue. And then you see him do it on a
On every dinosaur,
every
that he's ever
dinosaur.
trained. They know to stay back.
Sorry. I had this random visual when Anjo mentioned Blue. I was like, Papa?
Wrong Blue. Wrong Blue. Wrong Blue.
That would have been a better Blue. I want to see that.
He had a more helpful trainer too,
Oh my
Would
god.
love to
Steve
say
is much better. I'd rather see Steve than Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
I'm saying
Oh
it
my
as Chris
goodness.
Pratt, by the way, as in crisp rat. That's how I choose to say his name. Papa?
Okay, so this movie picks up where 2018's Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom ended. And in that movie, for anyone who needs a refresher, it ended with a terrorist auction where tuxedoed terrorists were buying dinosaurs. And at the end of the movie, all of the dinosaurs escaped into the North American wilderness, but somehow they have multiplied exponentially. They've added new species, and they are all over the world at this point. So that would have been a really cool place to start. But instead, the movie opens with the biggest threat to the world being a swarm of killer mutant locusts. Yes, this movie is about pestilence over
hate bugs.
dinosaurs. What did you guys think of the bugs?
Huh.
Why would you? I mean, it's a movie about dinosaurs. Why was the central conflict about fucking locusts and famine?
Exactly.
Maybe, I don't know.
It's
Maybe they
2022.
thought that
Do
we were
better,
sick of
guys.
dinosaurs.
No.
Maybe they thought we were sick of dinosaurs and wanted to see some corporate
No!
espionage.
No, I'm
They
not
were-
sick of dinosaurs.
They were fucking marketing dinosaurs this whole time. We got
Jurassic World.
Did you get fucking bugs? I wasn't here watching A Bug's Life. I wanted to see fucking dinosaurs, man. I didn't want to see Hopper dominate the world. Hopper and crew dominate the world. I wanted to see Littlefoot, Sarah, and Ducky,
Sharp tooth.
and Sharptooth too.
I was
Jason
just
and Kimberly and Pwede rin.
No.
Would have been a better sequel.
was just
They have
shocked.
like dinosaur robot things. That works.
I understand how hard it can be to try and bring in legacy characters into a reboot universe. But we've had so
Why?
many examples of good. We have many good examples in the last couple of years of how
We
to
have
do
The
it properly.
Mandalorian. We had the first Star Wars movie, the first of the third trilogy.
The
That was
sequel
pretty-
trilogy. Yeah, I liked Force Awakens. That was fun with old Han and all. But more recently, we had stuff like No Way Home, Top Gun, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
there you
Oh,
go.
These
Top Gun
movies-
was so fun.
right.
Can we
It's
talk
like
about Top Gun instead? Can we
You're
not
just gonna talk about the football scene for 10
Shush.
minutes.
Shut up.
Maybe 20 minutes.
Okay, you know what? Jurassic World is so bad. I can't find the first portion. I cannot, for the life of me, try to grasp for a thirst portion on this one because I don't think Chris Pratt. So it's like, I'm not gonna thirst over dinosaurs. There's nothing to thirst over here. So what the fuck? Anyway, so
That's
yeah,
the
Top
funny
Gun na lang.
thing.
I
I don't think you can thirst over Chris Pratt even if you wanted to, because he's barely in this movie. He's also a by the way. In fact, everybody in this movie is a by the way because they got so many things going on and they didn't know how to blend the casts. So they put them on their own storylines, and then when they come together, it's like, oh, you're here.
Mhm.
It was just, I don't know.
it was too convenient. Everything was just too convenient.
everything, and nobody died. I mean, everything was so
know.
easy.
I was like,
Nobody even got hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just. It was like as if I'm at a loss for words. It's as if an 11-year-old kid saw the first 5 movies of the franchise and just wrote this as a conclusion.
You know what? The things that happen for Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt to meet Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum, it was almost as bad as the reasons that Zack Snyder came up with for Batman to fight Superman. It was like such a stretch. It was such a stretch.
Yeah.
When it would have been so simple. You know, we don't demand much from these movies.
I mean, we've had so many good examples and a bunch of bad ones. So I'm just thinking right now that we are so the market of this whole onslaught of nostalgia films and, getting the legacy cast because they're totally marketed towards us millennials. And you'd think it'd work as the last movie of this trilogy. And
But
you'd
no.
think they'd make an effort, but
Okay, fine. It was kind of cool seeing, Dr. Ellie Sattler in her pink button down and, that original outfit she wore at one point after the bugs. Fuck, are there bugs in this movie?
fucking
After
bugs.
the bugs.
Yeah, it was kind of cool seeing that. And there,
Oh my
the movie
God.
did have some cool parts, but overall it was just not well put together.
It really wasn't. And
They-
they
they tried
Neill
to-
just looked confused.
Yeah, they tried to end game this whole thing, but no.
What do you mean?
I feel like it's Endgame's fault. It's Marvel Studios' fault because they did so well with Endgame, where they bring back all the superheroes, the past 10 years of their franchise or whatever, or of their shared universe.
Right, yeah.
And they do it for this movie. But the thing is, it was not well thought of. It was not planned. Everything seemed forced. So everything in the story was just too convenient for everyone to see each other and work together.
Oh, I got another one.
Well,
Another.
Wait, did Endgame come before Force Awakens? No, diba?
No, after.
No, so it was Force Awakens' fault.
Oh, yeah, we could go with that.
But not
We can go
really,
with
because
that.
Force Awakens just restarts a trilogy.
But
And it
you
doesn't-
already have the older characters there.
That's-
I think, yeah, Force Awakens is a good example of like a nostalgia property, but Endgame was the one that culminated like a whole bunch of movies, different storylines, and everybody meets up at the end and it's a big emotional payoff, and that was great. But hand to God, nobody stands up and cheers when Dr. Henry Wu shows up on screen. Nobody cares about the side characters that they brought back here.
He was
You got-
even a freaking side character in the first one. He was an extra.
Right? You got Omar Sy, who was like an animal trainer in Jurassic World. How many people even remember he existed? He's with the CIA now. You got Justice Smith, who was an intern for Claire in Fallen Kingdom. He's in the CIA now. You got, oh my God, running away from dinosaurs qualifies you to join the CIA. But this movie is ridiculous. They even got, what's her name? Faye Valentine from Netflix's Cowboy Bebop. She shows up for 30 seconds just to say, I'm done. And what is the point of this? They even bring back the guy who gives the shaving cream can to Wayne Knight in the first Jurassic Park movie, except he's played by a totally different actor now, and nobody would remember him anyway. So there was no reason to give him the same name.
Dodson. Nobody
Dodson.
remembers that guy. That's why
Who cares?
it was.
It's not
I don't know, it's
on your left.
I was super wondering. I know the name is Dodson. I remember the character as Dodson.
Fine, sure, you recognize the name, but he's played by a whole different guy. And even if you recognized him, who cares? You don't have an emotional connection to that guy because he was in the old movie for 30 seconds.
I would have loved it more. I would have loved it more if I saw Wayne Knight's character or Mr. Arnold, who was who was played by Samuel L. Jackson.
It'll be cool
Muldoon.
if Sam Jackson shows up with one arm.
Yeah, that would be cool. It'd be like, oh, he lived.
He could
Mr.
even
Arnold
wear
is
Nick Fury eye
alive.
patch,
Oh my God. I called you all here for your particular set of skills. Like fucking Endgame Park or Jurassic Park Endgame Minion. I don't
I'm
know.
here to talk to you about the Jurassic Initiative.
Okay.
Okay.
All
okay.
right.
So basically, this movie involves an evil CEO who is Lewis Dodgson, the bad guy behind the scenes of the first movie. He's now a Steve Jobs motherfucker, and he's running a company that the U.S. government has put in charge of rounding up all the dinosaurs, putting them into a wildlife preserve. But his side hustle is creating mutant locusts to eat every crop on Earth except for the ones that his company makes.
So that
And
you can
though-
control the food supply of the entire
It's so
world.
dumb. Why were we watching a movie about the food chain? I just wanted to watch humans get eaten by dinosaurs.
I know. It's like,
Ugh.
okay, this is a movie that I went into completely blind. Not I totally James Bonded this. If you remember our James Bond episode where I just literally started with the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I at least have the references of my childhood watching the first three, albeit not remembering them crystal clear anymore. But I know them. I know the dinosaurs and whatnot. So I walk into this and I'm like, will I even make an effort to watch the first two Chris Pratt movies with the dinosaurs and stuff? I didn't. And it's okay because I don't regret it because it's like, did I miss anything?
In all fairness, the first one was good.
I really like Jurassic World, the first one. It was fun. It was silly. It had references, but they weren't annoying.
They weren't on the nose. Like you knew they were references, but they were subtle. It's not like this one.
Even the on the nose ones, like they earned them. Like when the OG T-Rex shows up at the end and just kicks the mutant dinosaur. That was incredible. I love that fight. It was fun, and then fine. That it's a trope. It's a trope, right? Humans stand by while monsters fight. But it was a great way to end that first movie.
That's like their cue to get away when the dinosaurs start fighting each other. It's like your turn to like skedaddle out of there.
And you know how annoying that one. It's pretty obvious it's going to happen in this movie, and then
when you see it happen
in this movie, what the more annoying thing is in this movie is that when it happens, you have Sam Neill's character, Dr. Alan Grant, say it's not about us. Like, come on, did you really have to say that? It's not about us. We've seen it 5 times. Come on, you knew that it wasn't going to be about us. You knew it was going to be about you. We know.
Can I just say, Sherlock.
No shit, Dr. Grant.
I laughed so hard when the T-Rex enters the frame and he stops in front of this circular archway just so he can recreate the logo before he enters the final fight. It's almost as stupid as Batman flying up in front of the moon with his bat plane just to make his own logo before going down to fight the Joker. And you know what? When Batman did it, it was hokey, but it was kind of cool. Here, it was just cringe.
Branding.
Because I don't think the dinosaur knows his own logo.
Branding.
I mean, Batman, we know Batman's an egomaniac who puts his logo on everything. But the dinosaur? And I think they're overcompensating, honestly, for the T-Rex losing in Jurassic Park 3 because he's won every fight in every movie since then. It's funny that Mai mentioned her No Time to Die experience where she went from 0 to 100 instead of without watching what came before. Because honestly speaking, if you saw the movie that came before this, you would probably be thinking, what the hell were they what the hell were they on that they thought that picking up the worst parts of the previous movie would be things that we wanted to see in this one. Because we only really wanted to see the OGs. We didn't need to see what the terrorists did with the dinosaurs or what the human clone is doing now at this point in her life.
Maybe that's why it was okay for me at first. I probably, if I did know how bad the second one was, I wouldn't be excited at all to see this one because like, oh God, they took it into weird places. Now they have to close it and everything. So since I went in cold, there's absolutely no clue. To be fair naman, I understood what was going on. I wasn't like completely lost. Like given that this is the last movie and just remembering how things turned out for the last James Bond movie where I was completely clueless. Like I was like, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand anything. At least for this one, they made an effort to. They didn't have to. But
they made a Now This video.
Fucking Now This video. Fucking.
Pero wala ding connect eh. Like they
that just tells you how bad the second one was.
I know. So they didn't say anything about Clone Girl. I just had to figure out, there's a Clone Girl. And then later on, I just had to figure out like, okay, this is how things are. Dinosaurs are out in the real world. But then why are we going back to the park to see the dinosaurs? Why don't we see them normally out there in the real life?
I would be surprised there might be a sequel to this movie and then we have humanoid-like dinosaurs because of her freaking genes.
It was number one at the box office. So let's see. Number 2 is Top Gun, still in theaters. Go watch that.
Yes.
I will.
Can we please just talk about Top Gun?
Fine.
Let me
Since
watch
we
Top
don't have
Gun
a
first.
thirst portion for dinosaurs, let's talk about Glenn Powell's abs.
Everybody in the beach football. I wanted to see that instead. Okay, I'm done.
Can I just say, Tom Cruise has got balls on him for taking his shirt off next to all those 20-somethings, but he
I'm
did
not
not
mad.
embarrass himself.
I'm
He did
not
not
mad at
embarrass
it.
himself.
It's
Yeah,
Tom
like-
Cruise. Are you gonna be surprised every time he does something on screen?
Mhm.
Like, oh, he looks good. It's Tom Cruise.
You know,
Yes.
the urban legend says that he took so long on his coverage for the volleyball game in the first movie. There was no time to do Val Kilmer's close-ups or cutaways. Val Kilmer was so mad, but Tom Cruise's abs are all over that movie. But in the second one, I was surprised. You know, he lets his co-stars have their time in the sun.
Gusto ko yung tuloy-tuloy lang tayo sa Top Gun talaga. Wala na tayong
Because
pakialam.
Top Gun was amazing.
Wrong movie. We're going back to freaking prehistoric, not even prehistoric times. To now this, guys. Now this.
Oh
Now
my
this,
God,
now
now
this.
Now
this. So yeah, at least I understood what was going on, but I did not understand why the fuck there were locusts. There were more locusts than dinosaurs.
Yeah. And I guess, it's a good thing that you didn't see international terrorists in tuxedos bidding for dinosaurs from Armin Zola under a mansion in North America, where they somehow put every single dinosaur from the island without the owner of the house knowing.
But wait, we did see like really nice tan blonde lady in a sort of Grecian inspired outfit, which could have been from 2009, but only more glamorous with her little laser thingy with the raptors in the
right.
black market.
Mhm.
That's-
Yeah. So basically, we had a supermodel who was facilitating kidnappings and dinosaur transactions in Malta when Jurassic World Dominion suddenly became a Jason Bourne movie. Because there was...
Can we
That
talk
was
about
the best part, though.
It's funny.
It was
it's
the
so
best
weird.
part.
It's just-
It was so weird, but
I don't know.
loved
It's
it.
just funny how you mentioned Jason Bourne because I remember watching this movie and thinking, black market dealings. Okay, this gives me an Indiana Jones vibe because he's in a
they had
strange
a
marketplace.
dinosaur black market.
And then you have the fucking CIA operatives, working on some all these dinosaur smuggling shady deals. And I was like, oh, now it's gonna be a Jason Bourne movie, complete with motorcycle chase. Only with
Motorcycle
dinosaurs.
Parkour
chase.
velociraptors.
Yes.
Parkour velociraptors.
Well,
jumping through
Laser.
windows.
Laser pointed.
Laser
Controlled.
guided velociraptors
Yes,
is a
there.
sentence I never thought I would say. That is amazing.
That
But look,
Kind of cool.
honestly,
Kind of cool, to be honest.
honestly,
I mean,
that
like-
was my favorite part. That was where it became fun for me because we actually saw humans getting maimed by velociraptors and other miscellaneous dinosaurs. So it's like, yay! This is where people die.
I think it would have been cool if they just picked a storyline, whether it's weaponizing dinosaurs, seeing dinosaurs interact with modern surroundings, or heaven forbid, we choose the corporate espionage locusts storyline. At least focus on something instead of pretending that everything was related. Just
I'm
FYI,
so sorry. Even if they picked on the corporate espionage thing, it's just
it
really
would have been dumb.
Locusts in a Jurassic Park. I mean, the fucking movie's Jurassic World. I don't want to see bugs live. I don't want to see Hopper and crew. Again, I am going to say that again just because I hate bugs.
Can I just say, you know what's absolutely ridiculous, even more ridiculous than everything we just listed, is that even in the first movie, they knew that the dinosaurs could reproduce, right? Because they had faulty genes. There were holes in their DNA sequences, so they stuck in the DNA of other animals to make up the difference. That's why
Use
they
the
could
frog in
change
the
sex
first one.
spontaneously. They could have kids. They could lay eggs, whatever. But in this movie, everyone acts like it's a big deal that Blue gave birth. Everybody acts like, oh, we've never seen this before. Yes, Blue. and just so you know, Mai, you know why the dinosaurs were
Her
in
name
North
was
America?
Magenta.
No, but you know why the dinosaurs were in that house in North America without the owner knowing?
I didn't
Because they
care.
no. I'm just gonna tell you how stupid it is. Because in the last movie, the original island, the volcano blew up, so they had to evacuate it. So can you please tell me, based on this movie, how many fucking boats would you need to get every dinosaur off the island and smuggle them into the basement of a North American mansion with nobody noticing? And then now they've just some taken over the world. Like, how many boats and how long was that operation to empty that island?
Also,
And now
wait,
they're all over the world.
How big was the basement?
It was a huge basement that the owner never knew existed because I don't know, he was taking a nap or something. What the hell?
Man.
And his granddaughter, the clone girl, it was like just when Chris Pratt and his friends were going to gas the dinosaurs so they don't escape, she's like, but if they don't have a right to live, what right do I have? I'm a clone too. Mother. It was so bad. It was so bad.
The minute I saw the clone girl existed, I was like, what the hell am I watching?
And then Bryce Dallas Howard pushes the button that opens the door and all the dinosaurs escape. And then she's going to lead a dinosaur NGO to protect them for their rights. I'm like, bitch, you're the one who put them out into the wild in the first place. And just when you think that you would be dealing with the fallout from that, there was no fallout from that. Because now we move on to the exciting plot of mutant insects.
So exciting, really. Oh. Actually, when you were transitioning to this, I thought you would say now, because now this.
Now this. Mm-hmm. Okay, so basically, TLDR, mutant bugs are in, dinosaurs are by the way.
Boo.
Unfortunately, that kind of applies to the OG cast as well. What did you guys think about how they use the actors?
It's just like so random how they got together. It's like, oh, okay. So Laura Dern discovers the whole locust hullabaloo thing. People ask for her help when like farmlands get attacked, and then she decides to go see her old friend Sam Neill, who has his own little archaeology thing going on with like students and everything. He's doing pretty good. And then you tell me that he's actually gonna go off with Laura Dern to look for why the locusts are attacking. Okay, sure. For old time's sake, let's go.
He's obviously hung up on her.
Yeah, okay, fine. Obviously, which they dangle over our heads for like
his not girlfriend
of the movie. Yeah, and yeah, and then they just so happen to bump into Jeff Goldblum, who is just being Jeff Goldblum, who looks like he doesn't give a shit anymore. He's just like...
Which made him my favorite character in this movie.
Exactly. He was just like, I'm just gonna be the meme version of myself in this movie, because who cares? I get a paycheck. I don't fucking care. I'm just gonna be Jeff Goldblum.
He was working with Laura Dern's character, because they wanted to out Biosyn. It's like, I mean, like, how stupid is the freaking plot? You see the locusts, and then you see the farmer complain about, oh, they don't eat Biosyn, whatever company.
And you know how lame the locusts were? Like, I was hoping for like a traumatic moment, just like the original Jurassic Park moment where where this little girl gets eaten by those little tiny, I don't know what do you call them, Misha? The tiny ones?
Compsognathus.
Compsognathus, yes.
So there.
Compies for short.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So, little girl traumatizes other kids who are watching the movie because you could like hear her get eaten. So I was hoping for that kind of moment, because you did see kids running from the locusts in the farm, but nothing.
Nothing.
You couldn't even give me a violent death for the children. Locusts. That's all I was that's all I was hoping for. God damn it.
Which was why when that scene in the second movie was kind of brilliant, because it was so well done, where you see young Camilla Bell being attacked by the compies.
That was Camilla Bell?
Yes, that was Camilla Bell. Young Camilla Bell getting attacked by the compies, and then you just hear the screams while the camera pans left or right, whichever direction, and you just see the trail of blood on running water. Brilliantly done. Great intro. You don't see that except in this movie.
It's locusts.
Oh, it's locusts.
It's not even dinosaurs.
And the movie fucking starts off with a viral video. Not even like any... What?
Nothing in the movie.
And I
Nothing.
don't even feel sorry for the kids attacked by the locusts.
Me neither.
It's like, I don't care.
Although the
I
baby
feel-
dinosaur animatronics were cute too.
I feel bad for Laura Dern because she is trying so hard despite having so little to work with. And, Sam Neill is just there. I don't know. Here he showed up. No, he's confused. He showed up for Jurassic Park 3, so I don't think he cares anymore, really. He just gets the paycheck. That's fine. And he gets to see his old friends. But Jeff Goldblum, really?
No fucks given.
He was just Goldbluming all through this movie.
Zero
the
fucks
best.
given.
Okay,
Which is why I
if there's
love him
any
so
reason
much.
for our listeners out there, if there's any reason for you to watch this movie, it really is for Jeff Goldblum. I swear. I shit you not.
I don't
He was
even
so
think he went through
entertaining.
wardrobe. I think he just showed up.
I think so. I think so. I believe that to be true. I would like to believe that to be true.
And even in this, I don't care if it's a spoiler at this point, because who gives a fuck about this movie anyway? There's this part where Jeff Goldblum has to save them from this. There's this code thing he has to there's this gate that they can't open because they have to get away from a dinosaur trying to eat them. And Jeff Goldblum has to open with a passcode and shit. He's not even trying. He doesn't even look like he's alarmed that his friends are about to be eaten by dinosaurs. He's just guessing what the code is. He's not even panicked. He's just like, let me try this.
No.
Let me try this one.
Another,
Oh well.
another Goldblum moment was when they were trying to reboot the power system. He was like, "Which button? Oh, it's the one to the lower right. Third one to the left. Second one to the right. It's the same thing."
I don't know how I
What
could be
the-
more specific.
What the fuck are you trying to tell them?
It's like, I wish that was just improv and Jeff Goldblum just being himself. And I hope that wasn't in the script. Kasi I swear, if that was in the script and it wasn't Jeff Goldblum, that would not work. I swear to God,
No,
that
it
would
really
not
wouldn't.
work.
Oh my God. Okay, let's talk about the relatively new characters. What about Claire and Owen? Bryce Dallas Howard and Crispy Rat.
Crispy Rat.
Crispy rat.
Crispy Rat, Crisped Rat, I don't know, whatever you want to call him. Star-Lord. They were just there. I felt that Bryce Dallas Howard was also trying her best, like Laura Dern.
she was doing her best and she did well. I kind of believed her whole mom thing, which is okay. Yeah, I get it.
I don't know.
I never buy Chris Pratt in action hero mode. It's just weird.
No, he's Andy to me.
Same.
He's just
It's Andy
to
with
me.
abs.
I miss fat Andy. Okay, I liked him better when he was just Andy.
Maybe
Yeah.
superhero mode Chris Pratt wasn't that, he wasn't that bad in the Magnificent
But that's
Seven.
why he's Star-Lord, because you can't take him seriously. That's why he works as Star-Lord.
Mm.
I don't
When
know.
when he's doing his dinosaur stopping traffic hands,
Ugh.
You're like, enough already. Enough with the hands. That went viral in 2015.
Oh,
But
God.
it's
Chris Pratt
stupid
is-
now. It's kind of embarrassing.
I know.
It's even more embarrassing when you make a promise to a dinosaur.
You know what? Given that this is the only movie of the trilogy with Chris Pratt that I've seen, I was like, he did the hand thing, and I was like, he did. Okay, so he does the hand thing multiple times here. And this is literally the only movie I've seen him do that. And I'm already sick of it. So what more for all the people who have watched since 2015 and then the next movie came in, see him do that shit again. So I only saw it in one movie and I'm fucking sick of it. What more for everybody else?
Man.
God.
In 2015, zookeepers and animal trainers all over the world had fun making memes out of that because it was just so dumb. Because the first time he sticks his hands up, he's in front of 3 velociraptors. So there were so many memes of zookeepers and trainers doing it with walruses and puppies and rabbits. And it was just hilarious. Here, not so much. It's just, he's still doing the thing.
It's like an old joke that they've just kept bringing back and it's not working anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, but
Oh,
yes,
boy.
okay. Bryce Dallas Howard, she was lovely. Actually, she was.
She's
Sila ni-
gorgeous.
sila ni Laura Dern actually, they were the ones who really tried to, take it seriously and, do
Yes,
their jobs.
I agree.
Do their
I
jobs.
agree. Are you hearing us, Jeff Goldblum?
I don't
You're
know.
here to act.
Their
You're here to act.
jobs.
If Jeff Goldblum was the golden boy of this production, I appreciated him so
Look,
much.
Look, if you told me right now that he just got baked, showed up, said some random stuff, and they shot around the random stuff, and then just put him in the scene afterward, I would believe you.
yeah,
I would still like it because it's
it's just
Jeff
that-
yeah.
Goldblum.
it's yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's also
So
very Ian McKellen though. Not Ian McKellen.
Ian
Ian
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
back to Bryce Dallas Howard. I at least thought that she she probably had this face for the past two movies already, but she has this sincere look of fear in her face where it's not annoying
Yes.
and you just enjoy her. I'm so sorry. Well, much to her misery, you just enjoy her being chased by dinosaurs just because she's so effective and looking scared.
I agree. That was the only time I was scared for anybody in this movie.
Like, oh yeah, it's the only time I cared about somebody. It's like, especially when the laser pointed velociraptors were like going after them. It was going after Chris Pratt on his motorcycle. I didn't care. But when it was actually
meh.
when it was catching up to Bryce Dallas Howard, I was legit scared for her because at least she made an effort to look scared.
I really like the bit where she's just gotten out of her ejector seat after the dinosaurs
in the
take
lake.
out the airplane, and she has to go into this filthy, disgusting water to get away from a dinosaur with the
Edward
worst
Scissorhands dinosaur?
manicure you've ever seen.
It's Edward Scissorhands dinosaur.
Edward Scissorhands dinosaur.
That
Yes,
dinosaur is
that's
kinda
the
cool in
scientific
an ugly
name.
way. Yes, it is.
That
Edward
is-
Scissorhanderitis.
No, it is the literal keyword Anjo used to try to Google this dinosaur.
I will send you the screen cap of what
Ugliest
came out of my
dinosaur.
search.
Ugly Edward Scissorhands dinosaur.
I will send you guys the screen cap of my search, so that we can post it online so everybody will see what
It's
comes out.
come to this ugly
Yes.
Edward Scissorhands dinosaur,
Yes.
folks. You know what's funny is that, like, fine, I get that you make an Indominus Rex or an Indoraptor nonsense from the last movie, like
I hated
genetically
those.
engineered super dinosaurs. I
Sorry.
get that. What I don't get is how come in every single movie, even if the park's been shut down for years, we have new species. I'm like, what are you trying to do?
Wait, I'm going to go for a callback in the first movie when Ian Malcolm says, "Life always finds a way."
Oh my God.
That seems to be the theme. That seems to be the theme of the franchise. I mean, also I just noticed the way, because you just mentioned this, when the new trilogy came out, it's like every villainous creature in each of the movies got smaller, because you come out with the Indominus Rex, which is a gigantic
That was
monster, and then you have the
huge, right.
Indoraptor, which is slightly smaller than that, slightly larger.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
And then you have
I
locusts.
forgot.
And then you have freaking locusts. Very tiny.
Oh my God.
So
Just because you said Indoraptor in the last movie. And the
Indoraptor.
bad guys keep getting smaller. You're right. But again, for my Aegis and everybody who hasn't seen Jurassic World 2 Fallen Kingdom, the reason it was an Indoraptor, because the reason they wanted to make a super raptor is just so they have an excuse for a raptor to chase people around a North American mansion. So it was indoors, Mai. I forgot to mention.
Indo? Puta, akala ko scientific name gago dahil lang nasa loob talaga siya.
Okay. Pero
Gago.
diba, okay, fine. The script,
Seriously.
okay, in the story naman kasi, they got the genetics of the Indominus Rex and only applied all of the strengths of that species or of that creature into a pero ginawang raptor size. That's the script.
Yes.
You know,
So it could chase them around an old Victorian mansion.
So, inadvertently, it became an indoor raptor.
Oh, wow. That's terrible, but that's better than anything in
Yeah, I mean,
Dominion, so I'll allow it.
But still, it's still a better design for a made-up creature than locusts.
okay. Listening to the both of you trying to explain what happened in the last one makes me happy that I did not see the last one.
I swear,
He
watch
came home alone at
Jurassic
some
World.
point.
Skip Kingdom. Skip.
Watch Jurassic World, skip Fallen Kingdom. Really, honestly, and truly.
I mean, at
Okay.
least that's a good way of erasing my memory of this last one. I'll,
Yes,
and
and the
replace it
callbacks are
with a
good.
good one.
Yes,
Fine.
absolutely yes. The callbacks are fun. The score isn't obnoxious in its callbacks. The references make sense, and even bringing back Doctor Wu kind of makes sense also, because the premise of Jurassic World is that they finally opened the park, but everything works. So, we finally see Jurassic Park the way that John Hammond dreamed it would be in 1993. And it's amazing. You will want to go to this park when you see it in all of its glory. Until everything breaks down and they start getting eaten by dinosaurs. But before that, you want to visit this place. It's
And you
fantastic.
see more dinosaurs this time
Okay lang,
around.
magpampanga na lang ako. Okay lang, magpampanga na lang ako. May dinosaur island naman doon. Okay na. Yoko na. Doon na lang ulit ako. It was fun. My nephew had fun. I had fun there. So I'd rather just go with
To be absolutely fair, speaking of your nephew and all, the kids in the theater really loved it. Like walking out, I could hear, people, the children were talking. They were all so happy just seeing dinosaurs.
Oh, don't get me started on kids in the cinema. Can I go on a rant?
Go for it.
I missed watching in cinemas, but I did not miss people in cinemas. I really
Amen.
did not. I really did not miss it because there was this. Okay, so movie premiere, right? So there were a bunch of kids, a few families, and Anja is playing with his little inflatable dinosaur right there.
It's my son's.
I would have
Sure,
preferred.
excuses.
I would have preferred to have it as a companion over the kid. But guys, I know the movie is parental guidance, okay? So it means that if you bring your children, you will have the responsibility to maybe explain to them what's going on, parental guidance. And part of that guidance is to tell your fucking kids to behave and not kick the seat of the person in front of them.
Yep, that's valid. That's entirely valid.
Or repeating lines that the characters just said. It is part of that parental guidance. If you cannot fulfill that, don't bring your fucking kids in the cinema. Okay, I'm done.
To be fair, adults do that repeating the lines thing.
Yeah, they do. It's so stupid.
Yeah, I don't like those people either. They suck.
At least the kids have excuses, but please
Do it internally, guys.
Please take care of your
repeat lines,
kids.
do it
My
internally.
God. Anyway, but okay. Okay, fine. Let's annoying kid aside. Okay, let's talk about the behaved kids. They enjoyed? Yeah,
They
did. But if only there were actually more dinosaurs for them to enjoy it, it would be more
I don't
fun.
think I don't think they would have cared. Basta merong dinosaurs. But for me and Misha, we needed more dinosaurs.
Not just you guys. I mean,
you
you.
too.
I
You
agree.
too.
Yeah, I agree. Because in most creature features that I've seen, you usually don't fucking care about the humans trying to explain what's going on. Just
Not at
whatever
all.
complicated science-y hullabaloo that they have to, listen to the scientists and shit. But okay,
Yeah, sure. But
You don't
then
care.
shit happens.
Yeah, you just want to watch the fucking dinosaurs kill each other or kill humans. That's it. So why don't you give us that in the last epic conclusion of this series?
So it's here's the thing, right? Jurassic Park is still an iconic blockbuster because it was Spielberg, right? And he put wonder, he put awe, he even put a little mystery, suspense, whatever. And he balanced it all so well. That's what made it completely different from anything else you'd ever seen at the time. And the special effects, the visuals absolutely helped that. Everything that came after that was pretty much just a monster movie. They didn't need brains anymore after the first one. Jurassic World 1 understood the assignment. One of my favorite kills in that one is Bryce Dallas Howard's assistant just gets murdered by this giant alligator thing after being carried through the air by a pterodactyl. And I was like, wow, she didn't deserve that, but it looked awesome.
That was the moment when you said, oh, everything's going to shit. That was a complete tonal shift for that movie.
It was amazing. You had people running from the Starbucks because there's a Starbucks on the island. It was a full theme park, Maya. You have to watch it. There were people running from raptors in the gift shop. It was really good. Jurassic World was great.
No, like that whole raptor scene was a good reference to the first movie's raptor scene in the kitchen, only because this was a fully functioning theme park. They were able to do it with a gift shop.
Yep. So like the new and I think that's what really gets me about this latest one, Fallen Kingdom. It didn't know what to do with the dinosaurs in a modern day setting, so it just went back to old reliables. It went back to its safe zone. It put us back in another jungle with another high-tech company and with literally the same people trying to get to the helicopter at the end. It was the same thing we've seen 100 times.
I'll take high-tech company over North American Mansion.
Yeah, me too. Oh my God, that was so stupid.
But I don't know. There's just this movie was not well thought of. It was like, oh, we need a new movie that features, just to keep this franchise alive. And they just wrote it for the heck of it. Like
and like how you read about like Tom Cruise. He said he wouldn't do another Top Gun if the story wasn't there. Or like how long it took to make another Ghostbusters movie because the story wasn't there. What in the world made the OG cast of Jurassic Park sign up for this movie other than, I don't know, how many zeros were on the check?
Hanging out with old friends.
Like an Adam Sandler movie where you just hire your friends and you just chill because you get a free vacation?
Maybe. I mean, like, that's what Jeff Goldblum seemed to have done.
Yeah, but even Adam Sandler is making Hustle now. To see Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum in something like this is kind of sad if it's not, respectful or if it's not doesn't have anything meaningful to say. There's nothing. And at the end of the movie, nothing was resolved either.
It was still quite respectful for Laura Dern's character in a way because, she's still the go-getter that she is. But then you see Dr. Alan Grant, supposedly the most respected expert paleontologist on raptors, to be treated like a very confused man.
He's just like a second banana because like you remember that part when they were actually in Biosyn and then Jeff Goldblum was giving Laura Dern that little access key thingamajig and like why aren't you telling Sam Neill this?
No.
It's like why are you only giving this information to Laura Dern?
Not even a second banana. That would have been better because he was treated like a joke.
Doing? He was just fighting with the barista like a confused Tito.
I know.
Exactly.
What's going on?
That's not that's not survivalist Alan Grant you saw in Jurassic Park 1 or 3.
No.
Oh, he got senile.
But yeah. And I don't think his American accent got better.
It doesn't make sense for him to be that confused because he's still working on this archaeology shit. He's still a scholar. He's still a very respectable man in the field. So why is he suddenly all boom second banana?
Yeah, I hated the fact that he was treated like the butt of a joke.
It was sad. It was really sad. And then when Crispy Rat shows up, Sam Neill is all like, "Oh, I know you and your work. I admire you." I'm like, "Oh wow, really? This is how we're gonna play it?" Like everyone's in love with the new characters, even if everyone came to see the old ones. But fine, whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of new characters, I did enjoy the Wanda Wise though.
Yes,
there's your thirst portion.
Well, I didn't get thirsty over her, but she was just really cool.
She looked great.
She was cool, even if her character made no sense.
Yeah. Her character did not make sense at all, but I appreciated her being there.
Yeah.
She's pretty badass.
I did not fully understand her motivation in helping Bryce Dallas Howard when she was being chased by laser-guided velociraptors.
Me neither.
Yeah, so they saw each other in the black market at first. She figures that...
in the bathroom.
Yeah, she figures that, this lady is the mom of that girl we just transported. So why? And at first she's like, no, I can't help you. This is top secret shit. Work is work. But then later on, she helps this lady. Does she suddenly get guilty for assisting in the daughter's kidnapping?
I also
don't know. How guilty do you feel when you see a white woman hanging off the edge of a balcony and then you steal a truck to save them and you tell them, where do you want to go? I'm like, huh? You just met her in the bathroom while drying your hands. I don't know about you, but I have never developed a meaningful relationship that way with anyone.
Maybe out of sheer kindness, but would you go as far as to take this woman to your plane and fly them to wherever they need to go? In the immediate moment, yes, I understand. Like while she's being chased by a velociraptor, sure, let me help her. But going as far as using fuel for the plane, and you know how expensive fuel is these days. Like it's insane. It's fucking insane. You wouldn't go that far, lady. Really?
Also, this whole thing is just when everything is just so convenient for everyone. Oh, I saw her daughter. Oh, it just so happens that that's the girl I saw.
It
just so happens I was an Air Force pilot who needed money. That's the why I smuggle things now to billionaires and stuff like that.
And sure, while we're at it, while I save this lady with the pickup truck and then onto my plane, I will also have her husband on board with me.
Why not?
Make him have a really cool ramp entrance into the plane.
And then I'll threaten my entire mercenary career by going back to the place that just paid me to do human trafficking because I have a conscience now. Okay, sure, whatever. She had a cool chase on the ice. That's all I can say.
Cool.
Yeah, that was pretty
cool. She looked great, and she had a very cool and okay. You know how in Mission Impossible movies, it came to a point where Tom Cruise and Chris McQuarrie just come up with really, really cool ideas for stunts. And then they design storylines around those while they're shooting, which pisses off everybody, but it looks great in the end. I think that the ice sequence in this movie and the bit with Claire in the lake, I have this feeling that they came up with those before they had a story because they stand out for just how freaking cool they are in comparison to everything else.
And the black market.
Which, ironically, the whole black market thing reminded me of when they were trying to make Jurassic Park 3 in the late 90s. And there were so many rumors and a lot of the stuff that was going around online because the internet existed in the late 90s. One of the things that came out, they leaked some storyboards where they were actually considering a storyline where the U.S. Army was splicing soldiers with dinosaurs. And I honestly think that would make a better movie now.
Oh my God. Did you see the concept art of those humanoid dinosaurs?
Yeah, they were freaky.
Freaking horrible. Dumbass storyline though.
I could not. It was just...
at the end of the day, we don't really care about dumbass storylines as long as you give us the nice, fun dinosaur human hacking action. But this didn't have that either, so voila.
I was disappointed. Look, I mean, I saw the original one in the theaters. I was like 8 or 9, and it was honestly one of my favorite big screen experiences ever. Like ever. My brother had to cover his eyes when that T-Rex busted out of its paddock, but I couldn't look away. I was scared to shit, but I didn't close my eyes because I needed to see everything. And after it was done, I became obsessed with just finding out how this thing was made. I couldn't believe what I'd seen and heard and experienced. And literally, the result is the nerd that's talking to you now. I just became obsessed with finding out how this thing worked. I read the books, I read the behind the scenes, I watched the behind the scenes documentary. And so it's a very, very, it was a big thing for me. And when it came out, when the 20th anniversary re-release came out in 3D on IMAX, I grabbed my assistant and we skipped work for 3 hours. We went to Mall of Asia and we watched this thing, It was great. So coming back to it in 2015, sorry, Andrew, with Jurassic World, I mean, that was a great thing to experience. It was a great legacy sequel, just the right notes of nostalgia with a whole bunch of new stuff. It was exciting. And Vincent D'Onofrio was the bad guy. So it was like quality all the way. Mm-hmm. And then you got Fallen Kingdom. And then you got Dominion. And it just keeps getting worse. So if you ask me, as a lifetime fan, I wish they'd stop. Just stop.
After Jurassic World. I mean, like, you had Jurassic Park, which, kind of changed the landscape of how VFX and CGI was viewed in modern cinema. I think Steven Spielberg laid down the stepping stones for how all these CGI artists work nowadays. So it was pretty stark. And to see how the only good thing that I liked about, I guess, dominion was probably the use of practical effects when they have animatronics, which was a good callback to how they produced the first movie.
Yeah.
Because it was a good mix of CGI and animatronics where, the T-Rex would break down as well. So that's kind of cool.
It was. I mean, the technical aspects of this film, I have no complaints. Technically, it's gorgeous.
fine.
The CGI is great. The animatronics are great. The action is great.
At
On a
some-
technical sense.
car chase.
On a technical sense.
when there is action even going on, which is not
Yes.
much, well, it's fine when there is.
Right.
Yeah. So
Except-
this movie isn't all that, it had its shining moments. It's still a bad movie, but they were still entertaining at some points. It's not like
Except when the biggest threat to human life in this movie is a swarm of locusts that was set on fire.
yes, brilliant.
It looked like one of Moses' biblical plagues. I'm like, why is this happening here?
Or, how mad scientist / Steve Jobs actually started feeling guilty or wanted to like destroy the evidence by trying to burn these little locust things. And what convinces him?
Push
Online
notifications.
articles. Yeah, exactly.
I don't think
It's like,
he was feeling.
ooh.
I
It's
don't
like,
think he was
oh no,
feeling.
I've been had. I'm gonna get caught. I'm
I
just
don't
gonna
think he
go
was
burn
feeling
it.
guilty. I think it was just
No, it's
trying
not.
to
It's
get
not
rid of
really.
evidence.
I mean, like guilty na siya. Not like
Ah.
he doesn't feel bad. It's not like, oh no, what have I done to humanity? Boo-hoo. No, it's not that. It's more of like,
Of him being
I'm
caught
caught.
red-handed.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been caught. I've been had. Might
at
as well
this
try to
way.
burn
Dodson,
it, but
Dodson.
no. But then it ends up so stupid that these locusts, they try to set them on fire, but then they make this little fire vacuum and burn through the ceiling. Okay.
It does not go well. And come on, look at B.D. Wong as Dr. Wu, right? This is the guy who created dinosaurs in the
Oh my
first
God.
place. And his biggest regret in life is not causing hundreds upon hundreds of deaths in the last 30 years from his dinosaurs. It's not disrupting the ecosystem by having the dinosaurs in the wild.
Nope.
It's not even
It's fine.
screwing up. It's fine. What
Yeah.
he's most sorry about in his life is mutant locusts.
I mean,
Making
why wouldn't you
bugs.
be sorry? I mean, why would you make locusts anyway? I would be sorry if I made locusts. Sorry.
At
I
least
don't
it's not
know.
frogs.
Bugs.
At least
I
it's
hate
not
bugs.
frogs. At least it's not
Oh,
frogs.
okay, fine. One last thing. Okay, fine. Let's end it on a positive note. The kid who was playing Maisie was pretty good. This is only her second movie. She was pretty decent.
I can't
She
believe
wasn't
it's her
annoying,
second movie.
I guess.
She was good.
Her
She was
only her
good.
first movie was Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. I feel bad for her, but I hope she has a good career moving forward.
She was cute in that movie. To be honest, watching her perform because she was still a small kid in that movie.
Yeah.
She was cute. And then
Yeah,
in
to
this
be-
movie, she was pretty good.
To be fair, usual 14 or 15-year-old characters who are going through, the motions, being all emo and leave me alone, you're not my real mother, kind of, that kind of character usually gets
It could be.
annoying.
Yeah,
but she wasn't
absolutely.
annoying, to be fair to her.
Final thoughts? What's your takeaway from this movie, and would you recommend it?
If you have a kid and he or she really wants to watch it, watch it. It's your kid. Do something for your child. Entertain
Did you
them.
watch it with your kid? No. Just kidding.
Too young. Like a year old. That shit would traumatize him the way the
Do it
T-Rex.
for your kid.
I watched the first one when I was 5. The scene in the bathroom where the lawyer gets eaten by the T-Rex traumatized me. I stopped at that and ran out.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
See, that's what we're looking for as adults, but we didn't get any of that gore. We didn't get much of that gore.
But,
Bad trip.
Or
if you
anything
have-
iconic.
I went to the premiere once again. Thank you to Universal for inviting us. And
So
it
sorry
was-
about our rants.
We're sorry.
We're just
we're
being
sorry.
honest. This is probably why you ask for our opinion anyway.
It also doesn't help that
Or
they're
did
you know,
they even
the-
ask for our opinion? I'm not sure. But either way, the experience was great though. What kind of saved me from the experience was seeing it on IMAX and 3D. I usually hate IMAX. I usually hate 3D. That's one thing. But at least it somehow made the dinosaurs a little bit more majestic whenever there were dinosaurs out there. And the locusts actually did kind of like for 2 seconds feel like they were flying at you.
I'm going to be honest. If
But
I saw
that's
those locusts in 3D, I probably would have freaked out.
But that's it. You know what?
Bugs.
It's like, buti na lang. Because like, if I just saw that on regular screens, I would be even more fucking pissed than I was in the cinema. At least it was like, this is an immersive experience. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, I am enjoying it. So at the very least, there's
you know
that.
what would have pissed you off more? Is if you paid for the ticket.
True.
I can't say that it was a great cinema experience for me, but when I saw how much like the kids and teenagers were digging the movie, I guess part of me realized that, maybe it's doing what it's supposed to do, and maybe I'm not the target for this anymore. But then I remembered that every single trailer was being targeted at my nostalgia. So I don't think that's
Exactly.
entirely true. I think they just got confused at what they were doing. They didn't have a focused plan of how to execute it, and it just crumbled. They just crumbled under their ambition. They tried to do too many things, and they couldn't focus properly, and we all saw the end result. It was a movie that could have been great. It could have been like another Top Gun or Ghostbusters Afterlife, but in the end, it's like Matrix Resurrections. That's what it is.
Question.
It's just a lot of callbacks for nothing.
Good question though for the both of you. What's worse, this one or Matrix Resurrections?
Ooh, Matrix Resurrections.
Wow.
Matrix Resurrections, just because this was not trying to be all meta and pretentious.
I think this one, because I expected the Wachowskis to be meta and pretentious. This one, I don't feel that I got the movie that I was promised. Because again, it didn't help. I saw this right after Top Gun.
This
which showed us, that was nostalgia pushing a new storyline, but they did it right.
But
this one didn't know what he wanted to do.
This one entertained me more than the Matrix 4 did.
Only because you love dinosaurs, not because you love anything the movie did.
No, I did love the CGI and Ian Malcolm.
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum.
We hate them both. It's fine. We can hate them both.
Well,
would I recommend this? Well, me, given that I have absolutely no context to this part of the trilogy, no. Not like me. Because like it's not even gonna be worth it because you don't the dinosaur action here doesn't even satisfy you for someone who is not caught up with the story. So no. But to be fair, if you do have an emotional connection to the first three, like probably like Misha, I think the squeals of the people in the cinema with me count for something when the fan service moments between Ellie and Alan happened. I mean, counts for something. Like at least half the cinema were like, yeah, finally. So for them, yeah, okay. If you're one of those people, then sure, go ahead, watch it for the nostalgia. You won't like how they all get together, but if you want to see it, then go. But if you're gonna go there for dinosaurs, mababitin ka lang.
Because my wife enjoyed it, so I was like, okay, cool. There's the people appreciate it. It's not like the Matrix 4 where
nobody appreciated
it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and as bullshit as the ending looks, like, dinosaurs running with the wild and, little baby dinosaurs being picked up by little girls in the park. Ugh, bullshit. But,
Also, if you have kids who really want to watch this, just do it. Just watch. Watch for the kids.
Thank God I don't have kids.
I'm just gonna wind this up by saying that I was really frustrated by the scattershot nature of it, and by the fact that some of the best footage was some of the cheesiest best footage and glimpses of what the movie that we could have gotten were left to the last 2 minutes. The same as Fallen Kingdom, where the dinosaurs are interacting with modern day surroundings. The dinosaurs are interacting with modern day animals. All the cool stuff that you saw in the trailer, it's only in the last 2 minutes. I don't know why they did that. But if you have time, go to YouTube and look up Dominion, Jurassic World Dominion prologue. It's a 5-minute prologue starting 65 million years ago, showing the dinosaurs in their prime. And this is supposed to be the original opening of the film before they cut it out for some reason. It's a cool sequence. It shows the dinosaurs in their natural state before cutting to the present day and showing a T-Rex being hunted at a drive-in movie theater, and it's great. I don't know.
My God, that should have been the intro, not some fucking Now This video.
And then also, there's another short film. I'm like, why is all the best stuff not even in the movie?
God damn it.
There's another short film. It's called Battle at Big Rock. Look it up. It's a 10-minute short film about a family on a camping trip who encounter an Allosaurus who tries to murder them all. So that's the kind of stuff that would have been cool to see in the movie, but now it's just online. So watch it online, watch the prologue. You'll have all the wonder and majesty that this movie didn't have. Watch Battle at Big Rock. You'll have all the modern day people interacting with dinosaurs that this movie didn't have. And then watch the last 2 minutes of Dominion because it has all the interactions with modern animals that this movie didn't have. All the best stuff never made it to the main feature. The nostalgia didn't work for me. The action didn't work for me. I think they should just stop. I can't recommend it in good conscience. But again, if you have kids who just really love dinosaurs and don't care and don't have any expectations, then by all means, go for it. I mean, I'm sure they'll love it. And with that, I think it's time to call this an episode. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this week. We are the Sub-Auteurs. Look us up on Facebook and Instagram look us up on Facebook and Instagram at Sub-Auteurs Podcast. Join our Facebook group, Sub-Auteurs We Like Movies, where we post updates, memes, and news from the world of cinema. And check out our other episodes. We are on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Let us know in the comments what you think about Jurassic World Dominion, Jurassic Park, or anything in the franchise. Or even tell us what your favorite dinosaur movies are. Until next time, we are the Sub-Auteurs. We are your hosts. I'm Misha.
Wow, you powered through that. I'm
my God, that was so hard.
I'm so proud of you, Misha.
Hard.
I'm not even gonna say
Through all
my
the
name.
random noises.
You know what? He's Misha. He did his job very well. I don't even need an outro anymore. Man, good job.
I'm triangulating. Eyes on me.
I am impressed. I am very impressed.
I'm amazed.
More impressed by that effort than this movie.
That was just as tenacious as a raptor, Misha. Amazing.
Rawr.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Dinosaurs. Rawr. Thank you, everyone. That was fun. Bye.
Rawr.
Rawr. Movie alone. Watch Top Gun 2.
Strange football.